SEC then matched up against the Big Ten, NEAC and West Coast. And our final quarterfinal, we just saw the Big West get locked in against the Ivy League. So we move to our action as it continues onto our red court over here. Atlantic 10 versus the Patriot League. Obviously, they want to have an opportunity to move on to the quarters. Those have already been determined. But there's still money on the line. So still should be a good one. And Swopeshire is able to draw the foul down low. Kyle Montgomery in your ear. Here with former Minnesota Timberwolf and baby Boilermaker, Robbie Hummel. Mark Titus, Tate Frazier alongside in Dos Equis Lounge. They've been holding things down over there the past couple of days. And this inaugural Dos Equis 3x3U National Championship has been as good as advertised thus far. We still got Championship Sunday ahead of us. And 2 games remaining here on our final day of pool play. And the only thing up for grabs is cash.
$1,000.
Yeah, I just said
cold hard cash.
Cold hard cash. Dinero. Guap. Moolah.
There you go. Get everyone out you can.
Listen, I'm up to 31 on the list.
That is a definition of a straight line drive right there. That's getting whipped to the rim.
All right, that's another miss here from distance. And we just got done looking at that quarterfinal bracket, and a lot of the more prominent conference names were not on there.
Not in there, no. And outside of the SEC and the Big Ten, it is really just not. They're not there.
Yeah,
it's a very surprising. We thought the Big East could be a favorite. An injury kind of derailed them, but they didn't look all that good last night anyway. So,
yep, it's anybody's game out here. We'll show you that full screen once we get a dead ball
right there by Matt Mobley.
And there we go. Yeah, so here's the cashed out teams as opposed to being cashed in. And yeah, we mentioned some of the Power 5, Big 12, ACC on there as well. And man, the list grew quickly. We moved through the second day fast.
Certainly have, and just a lot of quality 3-on-3 being played, and honestly, surprising enough, a lot of the best teams come from the smaller conferences. I think you have to look ahead. The West Coast Conference has been incredibly impressive. The SEC has been incredibly impressive. The Big Ten goes 3-0, so there's a lot to like. But even some of the smaller schools, your squad, the SWAC, they really, they lose their third pool play game, but then come back in the tiebreaker and just make plays.
Yeah.
And it was really impressive to watch them persevere and come back and win that Colonial tiebreaker.
Yeah, we went with 31 conferences here for the tournament. It started off as 32, but the Pac-12 was not in it. But there's a member of Pac-12 that's over in the Dos Equis Lounge with Titus and Tate. What's up, fellas? Special guest out of the Pac-12?
Yes, Kyle. We are here with George King. We feel like it's important to say this, that there's not a Pac-12 team, but it is not this man's fault. No. George King, Colorado, he was begging the organizers, please put together a team. We could not get a team together. George, what happened?
I don't know. I was ready to go. When I found out this was an option to play 3-on-3 for some money, I was ready to go. And I started hitting up all the seniors in the Pac-12 or whatnot, just trying to get them to kind of join a team with me. But, it didn't happen the way I had a vision originally. But, it's all good. Everything happens for a reason. But, it's still great to be here. And watch how this thing is really unfolded, and I have to say I'm impressed.
What's the recruiting pitch? Like when you're sending these text messages out, you said you had all the seniors. What are you saying to them? You're just like, we got $50,000 to go get together, guys.
Exactly that. Exactly
Just that.
The money.
Just-
The
yeah.
money.
I
Exactly.
don't know if you guys are aware. They're dropping bags. What like what?
There's 2 guys in tuxedos. I don't know who they are, but they have bags of cash and they're throwing it at us.
Exactly.
Yeah,
So
it's
you
pretty good.
mentioned like first of all, it's pretty cool that you're here because like if I was in your shoes, I'd be bitter, man. Like I don't want to come see other guys making it rain with money
Yeah.
that I should be out there doing it. But you said you like the event, you're enjoying what you're seeing. What's sticking out to you in watching these guys playing?
Really, it's all the threes I'm seeing being taken right now. It's like, there's so much spacing on the floor. I don't see why guys aren't driving it to the basket more. But you know what? I mean, I'm not the one out there playing. But if I was, I'd be out there taking it to the
Why
basket.
can't we get a team of us 3?
Yes.
And just
We
And
might
like
as well.
Robbie
You guys,
And Robbie.
Robbie
yes.
or
you know
Kyle,
what?
you know.
Give me a third
Kyle.
tuxedo. That'll be
Right.
that'll be our jersey, and we'll be ready to go, man.
We'll play. So you got the quarterfinals or the semifinals, and then whoever loses, we're having a third place game.
Yes.
Whoever loses the third place game, we
Plays
should
us.
should play them.
Not
Exactly.
televised.
Fourth place.
It's
Not televised.
Yeah,
Not at all.
televised.
Don't
Yes.
televise it. Exactly.
It's a secret
And
scrimmage.
we
It's like
all-
the Monte Carlo game.
Yeah.
Everyone talks about how great it was. So
Right.
many
The Monte
memories.
Carlo
Exactly.
game.
And we're all playing in tuxedos.
Even better than the Monte Carlo game.
Oh man. So George, you enjoying your week? What have you been up to this weekend at the Final Four? What all you got?
Yeah. So I was in the NABC All-Star game
Nice,
yesterday,
nice.
and
Co-MVP, right?
co-MVP
Nice.
with my man Yante Maton from Georgia, good
Who's
friend.
dominating this tournament?
Who's dominating. He's a good player. I'm not surprised that he is dominating, but as he was last night as well. But so got that. Did not win, but yet still had a lot of fun, great experience, and was hoping to come over here right away to play. But again,
But it didn't work out because your Pac-12 cohorts let you down.
Call 'em out.
Listen, speaking of which, we're not just going to throw you softballs. We got to grill you on this, that the Pac-12 basketball as a whole right now is having a down year. I don't think this is news to you. I want you to defend your conference because there are a lot of people watching. They're talking to Tate and I, and they're like, hey, ask him why the Pac-12, you don't show up for this tournament. NCAA tournament, Pac-12 didn't do all that hot. Defend your conference because a lot of people on the East Coast, I'm not the first to tell you this, would say you're soft. Would say Pac-12 guys are soft.
Not you, George.
Not you.
The conference.
I'm just-
the conference.
It's
not
not
you
my
personally.
words. It's
Yes,
not my words.
Yes,
Man.
yes, we're just taking their
man,
words.
you guys put me on the spot.
I'm
I
saying
asked
defend
you
your conference.
specifically not to put me on the spot, and you're going to do it anyway. But I guess that's what sells.
No,
But
defend Pac-12 basketball, man.
No. But I mean, I don't know. I mean, these guys, they must have other.
No,
options
not
going
that.
on.
I'm saying
Not
in
another
general.
tournament, in general.
Like what?
Oh,
Like
Pac-12
what happened
basketball.
against Buffalo?
Oh man.
Not that you have to answer
Why
those
was
guys.
why was
man.
Arizona State ranked like they were almost ranked first in the country, and
Yes.
then they
And then you beat them.
and then
You
you
know.
beat it. You did
Yes.
it. You're responsible.
Yes,
the
George.
blood's on your hands.
Right. Well, we were hot that day. I guess they did jump out on us early. They were up 11-0 on us at home, and we just kept playing hard, and we were able to come back and win.
What about the mountain trip? Are you aware that the Pac-12, you're the only conference, as far as I understand, where when people travel, you got to do like the double dip thing. You play like two teams. Like most of the other conferences, you play one team, you go back home. But this mountain trip, since Colorado and Utah have joined the Pac-12, it's become like impossible to beat you both on the same trip. Are you aware of this as a Colorado player, that like the teams that just played Utah that are about to play you are just like gassed from the
I have
altitude?
not noticed that.
Oh, you didn't?
I have not. I'm really honest with you.
It's a very convenient answer.
There you
George.
go. Yeah.
I have not noticed it, but I don't know.
How hard
it's
was
not
the
like,
altitude?
it's not like we're calling Utah and tell them, okay, you guys
Yeah,
lost.
you
Okay,
guys.
we'll take care of
Now
business.
we'll take care of them.
Oh, okay. Yeah, okay.
So how hard was the altitude for you to adjust to?
It's not easy. Like I've been here 4 or 5 days, and so when I go back after the weekend is over, I'm gonna have to get reacclimated again a little bit. Not as much, but a little bit for sure. And for a team that has not practiced at altitude to come to altitude and try to play a game and win, it's gonna take some time. It's gonna be hard. So what's that?
George, just from watching, if you watch NBA games, when some of these teams come into Denver, I know you just said you didn't notice it, but really? Like, you watch some of those NBA dudes, they look like they're dying running up and down the
that's
court.
I'll speak from experience, Robbie. So I know when a team is tired is when they get to the free throw line and we got guys hunching over to their knees, and then literally what comes out of their mouth is like, man, I don't know how you guys do this. And I'm like, what are you talking about? And I know exactly what they're talking about already. I'm like, what are you
But
talking
you just
about?
want them to talk more so
exactly.
they can't catch their breath. That's very good, very smart.
I just want to hear.
Seasoned veteran move there,
We got
George.
some time. We got some time to talk. We got 2 free throws. It's like, oh man,
smart.
it's altitude, man. I don't know if I could do it. Da, da, da. And that's when I know we got them.
You are. I'm gonna say this, even though you're not playing in this thing, you're probably the best interview we've had in the Dos
really?
Equis
I
Lounge.
appreciate it. You know
Is
what?
do you have a future in this?
I hope so. You know, that's one thing I have said to myself that if when ball starts bouncing, I can see myself.
Are we gonna have a third duffel bag boy?
Come on, man.
At some
Come on,
point?
George.
Are you gonna be in the
Let's
tuxedo?
do this. Let's do this. Give me a tux.
Oh, I love
Give me
it.
some tux, some shiny shoes,
We
and
can
we're
do
ready
it.
to
Yeah,
roll, man.
we'll wear
Let's do
Jordans
this.
next time. We'll do whatever we need
Yeah.
to do.
Make the Duffel Bag Boys a trio. I wouldn't be mad at that.
There you go,
Bag,
Kyle.
baby.
We got to give him a tux, though.
Yes.
Yeah, and,
yes.
and,
get
and
the
some
tux.
money. And
And
some money,
Tate,
and some money.
get the bow tie. Straighten up your bow tie.
I'll do my
I'm just trying
best.
to. I'm just trying to swag you
Come
out,
on,
man.
now, man.
I'm just
Come
swagging
on.
you out.
I
That's all it is.
may drop it, Kyle, at some point. I'm worn out.
Here.
All right, George, we appreciate it, man. Sorry we couldn't get a team together. It's not. Just so you know, it wasn't our faults.
Yes.
You know, it was not, for those of the viewers at home, it was not George's fault. The Pac-12. He wanted to be here. Even Tate and I were begging for the. We were serious. We were like, put a team with us together. We'll go out there and rep for the Pac-12. But we appreciate you coming though, man. It was good
appreciate
talking to you. Good having you here.
I appreciate you guys having me. This is still a lot of fun, even though I wasn't able to come out here and compete.
Cool, Robbie, Kyle, George King, man.
Yeah, appreciate it.
Guys, man.
Yeah, thanks a lot, George. That's a good young man there. Appreciate him taking the time and hanging out in the Dos Equis Lounge. I think the guys might be right. That was definitely an entertaining
He was great.
interview.
And it's funny that altitude, that's serious, man. Like as a player, when you walk into Denver, or even like we played a game in Mexico City. And Denver, if that's the Mile High City, you're at 5,280 feet. Mexico City's like 7,400.
Yeah.
And the smog is terrible. So you try playing a game in Mexico City, you wake up at night and just feel like you might wake up to get a drink or something.
Yeah. It is a
you're
real
short
thing.
of breath.
Yeah.
And it's just like, dude, I can't breathe. I'm breathing, but I'm not getting any oxygen. It is a real deal.
So, I had some NBA experience in Denver, too.
What's that?
Not on the court, when I travel and actually cover the game.
Were you tired when you were?
When I get on the treadmill,
Exactly.
30 seconds, I'm done.
Absolutely.
I don't know if that had anything to do
No,
with the altitude
it is
or
a
just
real,
the fact that I'm out of shape.
Well, maybe a little bit of both,
Okay.
but probably altitude as well, for sure.
Meantime, 17-15 game between the Patriot League and Atlantic 10. It is not a meaningless game. $1,000 is on the line, although neither one of these squads will be playing tomorrow, where $50,000 will be on the line. But we'll see how this thing goes down in the final 3 minutes or so. Patriot League for now with the 1 point advantage.
Zach Thomas has been feasting out here. He's been posting at will. So hit two 2-pointers and just had a really impressive game here, really carrying his Patriot League squad. He's got 12 now.
He's got 12.
12 points, yes. 12 is at team's 18.
Ridiculous. Not hard to believe, though.
Make that 13.
They're 13 of the 19. A possession away from ending this. That was a pretty impressive finish, even though it didn't count.
And that's a great foul, too.
Yeah.
It's a blow-by, but good awareness by Zach Thomas. Looked a little fatigued. Take a little seat here.
Mobley. Ooh, does his dance. Ooh, couple between the legs.
Love the double between the legs.
Yeah.
Isaiah Thomas, like.
Taking a page out of the Hall of Famer book. Matt Mobley, St. Bonaventure, All Atlantic 10 conference honors, both his 2 seasons. Helped the Bonnies to a school record 26 wins and a win over UCLA in the first 4 of the tournament.
Man, he is patient in the post. That's an impressive finish right there.
Nice.
So many guys, they get down there in such a hurry to score the ball. It's patient, step through, really good offense.
Williams with some sauce from deep. It's a 20-19 game. And a miss there from Swopeshire. You hear even the crowd
No
understands
twos.
it. They said no twos. Oh, Thomas.
Going right back to the well
telling
there.
you. And I thought they missed him on the last possession,
Yeah.
too. He'd established position and probably had a good chance to end it. But here's that patience you were talking about
No
earlier.
doubt. You see so many guys force one up. You got Jonathan Williams biting on that head fake, and Zach Thomas, as good as any we have in this tournament, and posting up. He is just feasted on the low block in this game against the A-10.
So game point for the Patriot League. I guess you could still say game point for Atlantic 10 with a two-piece that could end it. Meantime, here's another reminder for tomorrow's action, which already is set with the quarterfinals. It starts at 1:35 Eastern with the SWAC and American East. And Ross, meantime,
Blow by speed.
draws the
Ross.
foul. And he can end this thing at the stripe here.
Shut off the Jets there.
Telling you. So gonna have a chance to end it here. First 21 wins it.
Ooh, a
and
little
he-
pressure building now.
Yeah, and he misses the first.
It's important to note, though, Zach Thomas, we said he's carried this team 15 points. That is a tournament high.
Good. So turn.